Oh man, people are funny. What's going on, Collectibles friends? 2 videos in a matter of 24 hours. Look at that. The Collectibles Dad channel is on fire. Thanks very much for joining. We have got more to talk about with the Sticky Goose versus Comic Tom live stream that went haywire. I made a video on this, yesterday? It's been trending pretty well, doing pretty good. Pretty good about how I covered the stream and what I thought of it. And of course, it was a takedown by Comic Tom. Comic Tom did a nice job here in this debate. And Sticky's come out with 2 videos since I live streamed. He's been on top of the PR. He's out in front of it. The first one was kind of him doing a skit, which fell flat for a lot of people. I feel like, so he was trying to do kind of like an SNL skit reenacting the live stream, and he was making fun of himself, and he was also making fun of Tom. I feel like that one would have hit better, it would have done better, or I guess been received better, maybe. And we'll get to actually that maybe why or why it wouldn't have in a minute, if it was just making fun of himself. So as opposed to making fun of Tom, as well, just kind of making fun of the way that he, more making fun of himself, I think that it probably would have landed a little bit better than it did. But either way, after one of those types of things, it's kind of like, what do you come back with after that? So it's like, this kind of makes sense, given Sticky Goose and his content and that sort of thing. And I thought some of the parts, especially the ending part where he's got a wig on, dressed up as his wife, and he's running up the stairs, I thought that was funny. So, and then he followed it up with kind of it's over, what's next for the Sticky Goose channel, but really kind of playing off of this really well. Guys, bad news, what is it? Bad press is good press, or all press is good press, and that's exactly what's happening. Sticky Goose he's getting all the press. He's getting the good press, he's getting the bad press, he's getting the really bad press. He is all the talk of comic book YouTube. And maybe that's all by design in part, although I do think the live stream was not by design. I do think that he came in unprepared and Tom just kind of outmaneuvered him there. And it happens, it happens in life. But there's a couple of things I wanted to go back to because I feel like there was kind of larger points that were lost or missed in all of the back and forth. A lot of it was just about kind of Sticky versus Tom, and how Tom certainly won that debate and was able to get his points across and handle the live stream better and all of that sort of thing. That certainly is true. But I think a lot of people kind of put this as like, hey, Sticky Goose, you should hang it up. You should shut your channel down or whatever. And then also kind of Tom talking about, negative content or negative headlines and that sort of thing, and how that's not necessarily good for the community or growth of a channel or that sort of a thing. I don't agree on that front, because it's kind of like what I said in the last video. If it's all positive news all the time, then it just feels like mainstream media. I may as well be watching a mainstream media news channel about how, the jobs report is great. The economy is fantastic. And I'm looking around, I'm like, but it just doesn't feel quite right. And so I don't really mind another voice like a Sticky Goose. Now, maybe for you, it's not Sticky Goose. Maybe it's a different person that'll come along, or a different voice. That's what's great about YouTube. Anybody can start a channel. Anybody can start a channel, and anyone that already has a channel, they can shift gears and shift how they're going to kind of run their channel. And so it's wide open. Anybody can be the news anchor, or anybody can be the person that's talking about a particular subject, that's giving commentary around the hobby or content or that sort of a thing. That's what's so fantastic about YouTube. It just offers that opportunity up to everybody. And so I don't want it to turn into a place where we just have Comic Tom top 10s. I think his videos are well done. I think his messaging has gotten a lot better over time. I'll say, part of what I was saying in my last stream that Sticky missed on was that he was talking about 2020 Comic Tom versus 2024. 2024 Comic Tom is much more balanced in his commentary, whereas it wasn't as much so. And other channels are like this as well. I can look back at some of the other big comic book channels. I go back a few years, and it's a lot of get this before it's too late stuff. There's a lot of that out there. Will prices continue to skyrocket? Will it go to the moon? And all that sort of a thing. There was a lot of optimism. And, it was a black swan type event going back a few years where we just had a bunch of stimulus, a bunch of people coming back into the hobby. It happened. It was kind of a black swan, perfect storm type thing. But we're in a better place now that we've seen a correction in collectibles to where, you have a Comic Tom who's mega optimist. He makes his own comic books. He sells mystery boxes. He is in the business. He literally lives off of the business. And even there, he's saying, what? Be careful here. I like this. I don't like this. Again, it wasn't that way going back a few years. It was a lot of, a lot of optimism, mostly only optimism. And so I don't really mind, again, I don't mind a world where you've got people that are come out and saying, you know what, I think this is overpriced. I think there's a ton of ungraded supply that's going to get graded here over the next few years, and these prices are going to move downward. That's something that I've been talking about. I've been trying to talk about on my channel. This is my second channel. It's not my full-time channel. You know, I've been trying to kind of get across as I think that comic books still have a lot of grading to go for even key books. You know, so for those that keep tabs on graded supply and the census reports, these census reports, if they double, if they triple for particular books over time, do you think prices are going to hold up? Maybe they will. Maybe demand will stay where it is. What if demand wanes? You know, I mean, there's a lot to talk about here. And just because that might come across as negative in quotation marks, like, oh my gosh, you know, that's not being community. That's not being nice. You know, but hey, look, that's reality though. We all have a certain amount of money that we're spending on collectibles. I think I can speak for most of us where we don't have, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. It's like we can just drop on key books all the time. A lot of us are being really strategic in prioritizing which key books we want over other books. And so it's incredibly important for me to hear why I like this book over that book over this book, and for me to also do my own research, take all this information in, and the best thing is that we have well-rounded information. We've got people that are talking up the industry, talking up key books. Key books could still go up. And we've also got people talking down key books. Key books are trash. Key books are going to go down. Not enough of them been graded, or this is overrated, or this character is not going to be relevant in 20 years. I want to hear all that stuff. I want to hear all of that. So when I hear calls for a channel like a Sticky Goose, to bow out, to retire from YouTube, look, I'm not saying I agree with all the things that the guy says. I'm not saying I think every video is fantastic, because they're not. Just like mine are not, just like Tom's are not, just like this is not. Like, that's not how the world works. Some are going to be great for you, some are going to be terrible for others, some are going to be great for that guy, that girl. Like, that's just how it goes. But where I will give Sticky a lot of credit is he's coming up with different content topic ideas, title ideas, different things that not anybody else is doing. And that is what I want. I want to see something pop up on my timeline that's something other than top 10, that's something other than collection found, that's something other than Saturday claim sale. Look, guys, if it's all the same crap all the time, it's boring as hell. So yeah, on the one hand, you can say like, hey, we need people to talk up comic books because the industry is dying. I heard Tom made mention of that the other night. We need people kind of talking it up. I don't disagree. I think I understand kind of where he's getting at. We need kind of YouTube marketing and IG marketing. We need kind of that optimism, that excitement. But it's also okay to say, you know what? This was screwed up, or this didn't work out, or that print run was messed up, or this guy scammed, or whatever the case may be. We've got to have a full balance of that sort of thing. So my hope is that Sticky doesn't go away. I hope that he doesn't change, frankly. I hope that he triples down. Now, maybe he does things a little bit differently. Hey, look, maybe if he wants to debate, and that's kind of like what he's known for, that he's really well prepped. Maybe he's got some more practice on the live stream. And also maybe he just comes at it differently. Because on the stream the other night with Tom, he came across as attacking. When he kind of was trying to make his point, it came across as unprepared because it was an attacking type style, to where if you were trying to get Tom to talk about a particular subject and maybe not get defensive about it, then maybe you work a different angle. Maybe you kind of lead him into what you're trying to talk about. But instead it came across as just like you had some gotcha moments that you were trying to nail him down on, and it didn't really work out. What I really like is when I'm listening to a stream, and this is fairly rare, but when you've got, let's say you've got 2, 3, 4, 5 different folks on a stream, and you've got competing arguments, opinions between these people. To me, I get the most value out of those types of streams. And to be honest with you, they're really rare. You don't see them most of the time. You watch a stream and there's 3, 4 guys on it, a gal on it, whatever. And most of them are kind of in lockstep, in agreement with each other. What I kind of like is someone that kind of pops out of nowhere and is like, you know what, Dan? I don't agree with you. Or Dave or Mike or whoever it is, Willard, whoever it is, I don't really buy into that. Here's why. I think this, that, or that, and this is why. When you get people kind of talking and kind of arguing a little bit, but again, in a productive way, and again, I think Sticky will learn from that part. He can still be Sticky, and he can still like be the goose and be kind of a villainous character, but he can just kind of adapt the way that he does it. That's all. It's just he's got to come with a little bit more information and also nail down his arguments a little bit better. just be ready to be able to handle chat. I mean, there's a variety of different things. If you're going to run that on a live stream, that's one thing. If you're going to pre-record it, that's a whole different animal. You know, you can treat it a little bit differently. But like I said, I want to see competing arguments here. I want to see debate. I want to see debate. You know, I want to see the debate stage in the comic book YouTube world. It's not really there. A lot of it is, you know, it's either happy, 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 happy. It's like Will Ferrell on a Zoolander when he's got like trying to hypnotize Zoolander in the thing. Happy. Or it's, you know, it's, oh man, you're being really negative or whatever. I don't think it's a bad idea to call out grading companies or to call out scammers or to call out this, you know, like mix it all in together. We need all of it. Tom was saying, hey, I stay away from drama and this is what I do. You know, look, maybe that's not what Sticky wants to make. Maybe that's not the content for him. Just the same way that for Tom, drama content wasn't for Tom. You know, he did it for a year or so, and then he's like, you know what? I didn't really enjoy doing that. I switch gears, and he does the top 10, and he's you know, got big energy and all that sort of thing. That's more his shtick. Fantastic. But here's the thing is if you're not into it, if you're not enjoying the content you're making, you won't stick with it. So, you know, you can't say, hey, Sticky, make this. And but if he's not interested in doing it, if it's just boring or that's not his wheelhouse, then he's not going to want to do it. He can just kind of adapt and twist what he already does and just make it something that he enjoys making, but then is also, maybe that's something that his audience wants to see. Look, he is a fast-growing channel, and there might be a lot of haters watching, there might be a lot of hate watching going on, but he's got a lot of fans too. So I think that you just kind of stick doing what you're doing. Maybe you adapt a couple of things. But to me, if Sticky turns into you know, a Comic Tom replica, I'd be like, damn, that sucks. That really sucks. Because he's good at the other stuff. He's good at what he was doing and maybe just tweaking it a little bit. So anyway, that's all I've got, my friends. Who's for competing ideas? Who's for actually learning something from somebody else that might not agree with you? Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Stay healthy, stay awesome. I'll talk to you again later.